From Tampa, Florida, the Tampa Natives Show, starring Jack Skellington. This is Ed McMahon, along with Sally Skellington, inviting you to join Jackie and his guest, the unknown native and the ghost of Winston Churchill. And now, ladies and gentlemen, here's Johnny!
Good to be with you. Oh, it's good to be with you. You know, lately I haven't been feeling very well, and it caused me to go to the TBCN doctor. You know this man? His offices are in Ybor City. His name is Dr. Jorge Treyes. He's kind of an old-fashioned doctor. Still makes house calls. He travels with his leech and a bottle of bourbon. Nothing? Nothing. Well, you know, He's sort of an old-fashioned doctor, and I went to him and I told him, I said, Doctor, I've got the sniffles and a runny nose, and he wrote me a prescription for Kleenex. He did. He wrote me a prescription. I told him, I said, Doctor, it hurts when I do this, and he told me, don't do this. He said, don't do that. He said, our kind of doctor, Dr. Treyes. You know, let's talk about this record heat. It's Halloween, it's October 31st, and you know, it was so hot today.
How hot was it?
Well, it was so hot today that the trick-or-treaters decided to trick-or-treat at their own houses. I tell you, nothing. It was so hot that the unknown native actually took the bag off of his head. It was so hot that Coach Schiano was actually seen heading north on 275 back to New Jersey. It was that hot today. It was so hot. And finally, from the world of professional sports, are you familiar with this? Have you seen this? Apparently yesterday the Boston Red Sox were crowned kings of the baseball world, the professional baseball world. So congratulations to the Boston Red Sox and their fans. And we've got some bad news and some good news. The bad news is, well, the Boston Red Sox have won the World Series. And the good news is we won't have to watch Johnny Gomes pulling on his helmet anymore, or that beard pulling thing. What is that all about? It's did you notice that? You noticed that? And these are things I did not know. Well, we want you to stick around because we've got some great guests tonight lined up for you. The unknown native is here. Sally Skellington is going to be with us tonight. We're going to hear from the ghost of Winston Churchill tonight. And we're going to be taking your calls. So stick around because the Tampa Natives Show starts right now.
Otra vez. Come here. Let me tell you something. I remember Tampa, the way she used to be, the places we would run to, the faces we would see. Yes, I remember Tampa, those precious memories. A city rising on the move, a simple yet progressive groove. I remember Tampa, and she remembers me. Yeah. She remembers me.
Welcome to the Tampa Natives Show. Stay tuned now for the fastest 60 minutes in cable broadcast history. Live from the studios at TBCN, the home of the Tampa Natives Show. Join your hosts, Mario Nunez, the 15-Minute Girl, and Steve Canella, as they celebrate growing up in Tampa. From Shock Armstrong to Shakey's Pizza, from Braddock Street to Buffalo Avenue. Get ready to call in and tell us your stories, because sharing your memories has never been this much fun. And now, Mario Nunez, the 15-Minute Girl, and Steve Canella.
River Street.
Welcome back, Tampa Natives show fans. I did not know you were there watching us earlier this evening. My name is Jack Skellington, and tonight I'm joined in the studio by these wonderful characters here. Next to me is
Sally Skellington.
And isn't she Skellington something special? Besides Sally Skellington is the only...
The unknown native, the
unknown
first comedian.
The unknown native who showed up tonight wearing a bag on his head, and I did not know that. And of course, here next to us is the one, the only, the irrepressible, the irreplaceable ghost of Sir Winston Churchill.
Yes, thank you. Thank you very much.
Welcome, Winston.
In keeping with all things Halloween this evening, we are going to be taking your calls in just a few minutes. We have, of course, tonight working feverishly in the booth, along with Doc and the band. We've got Becky Yata answering your phone calls. Working the sound bus tonight. We've got Erica Hudnell working the TriCaster. As you know, Eric is out trick-or-treating. Darling, you look lovely tonight, I must say.
Thank you, dear.
Out trick-or-treating tonight with his family. So we've got the all-star cast, and Spider-Woman is in the booth. Can we get a shot of the booth? Can we get a shot of the booth right about now to let everybody know who is on board? And Pete the Cuban. Pete, you're right there. We can see you, Pete. We can see you on camera right there. There you are, eating a Tootsie Roll. Go ahead, Dory. There she is. Hard by the phone tonight. If you want to win the Bolita drawing tonight, ladies and gentlemen, you know you have to call in. We've got it on good account, the unknown native.
Right here.
His laptop is only there because, is it working tonight?
It's working fine, but I can't see because I have this bag over my head.
I can't see his eyes either.
They're going to have to call in if they want to get the Bolita number in.
I see one half of one eye. And you know what? As I look to my right here and I see Sir Winston Churchill or the ghost thereof, I see one half of one of his eyes as well. Winston Churchill.
Well, yes, Mario.
It's been rumored that you actually had an opportunity to visit Ybor City in another life. Any stories?
Well, you know, Mario, I was in Ybor City during the Spanish-American conflict, and I went to Cuba. And there I came through Tampa in 1898. I was a young man. I was working as a newspaper reporter, reporting on an event of the Cuban conflict. And there I found myself in Tampa and in Ybor City, and I love that place, I have to say. It's such a wonderful place. It had a certain kind of ambiance, as they say, So
I don't know who says that.
Yes,
Stevie,
right.
have you heard that or no?
Winston says that.
Winston has said that in the past.
Yes.
May I ask a question of you, Sir
Yeah,
Winston?
so remember, I've been dead for a long time.
And
You look really good.
and you
Fine.
appear to be
Look
dead
great.
this evening.
I-
apparently.
Look wonderful.
I
Apparently.
tried.
Have you heard of the...
Maybe a little whiskey.
A little too much.
A little whiskey
Have you
would
heard
be
of
in
the-
order.
Yes.
Hey guys, you
let
heard of
me
the
just have some
Irish?
more whiskey,
Have you heard of the Irish guy that walked out of the bar?
No.
Neither have I.
But I'm bummed.
What's the difference between mashed potatoes and pea soup?
I don't
You
know.
can mash potatoes.
But you can't be soup.
Certainly not. Certainly not. That's very good.
I did
Right
not
on
know
cue.
that. Well, ladies and gentlemen, if you'd like to call us this evening to be a part of our Bolita drawing, there's only one way to do that, and that's calling our number. Darling, would you like to give him that number?
The number is 977-6800.
977-6800 as you peek around the camera there.
The camera's
Yes. I see that our unknown native has some more. Yes.
Well,
There's something else that you need to do with that small bag.
I took my dog to the flea circus and he stole the show. Hey, come on, folks. I got 14 jokes written on the inside of this bag.
And if I may ask, what is it that might be poking out of the top of that bag there, sir?
Well, that's my Kleenex. Sometimes I've got a dispenser here. Sometimes I need it. In fact, here we go.
And when you need it, you absolutely need it. Well, if you'd like to win this lovely shirt tonight, ladies and gentlemen, there's only one way to do that, and that's calling our hotline and giving us your Bolita number. Apparently, Apparently, the unknown native is. Are you all right over there?
I think I'm okay.
Very well.
I don't know.
He hacked up a fur
He
ball,
hacked
as
up
it
a
were.
loogie.
Something came up and out of that bag, as it was. All right, the number is 813-977-6800. Operators are standing by, and so is Winston Churchill. If you have a question for Sir Winston Churchill, this would be the time to call. If you've got a question for the unknown native, no better time to call than right now. We hope you enjoyed the opening to that show. We've got a caller on line 4.
Great.
Here come the calls, hot and heavy. Darling, do the honors.
Hello, you're on the Tampa Natives show. Give us their name and tell you where you're calling from.
Well, good evening, Tampa Natives. This is Alfred Hitchcock.
Alfred
Alfred.
Hitchcock from the grave.
Alfred.
Alfred Hitchcock.
On Connor, Quebec.
Yes.
I ain't got no body because I dumped the body in the swamp last night.
Good to know. Good to know.
This would appear to be Alfred Hitchcock.
Or our
still around?
friend.
Or our friend from South Tampa who
You.
shall remain nameless. Is that correct?
This is Hugh from South
There
We
it
know
is, very
you,
well.
we know you.
How are you, Hugh?
Very nice.
The Johnny Carson was great. The Churchill was great too.
He's here, or not here. We're not sure exactly which
He's
is
not
the case.
finished yet.
He's dead or alive, and we're not sure. But one thing is sure: it's probably getting hot under that bag right now. Native, how are you doing?
Is that you, Hugh?
That is me.
Gonna be a lot of corn pone tonight.
Hugh, we want to know from our callers tonight. We're asking each of our callers the same question, and that question is: what was your favorite costume as a child? What neighborhood did you trick or treat in, and your Bolita number?
Okay, favorite costume was a skeleton, a regular simple skeleton.
Very good. Skeleton?
Yeah.
As in Sally Skellington and Jack Skellington, yours truly.
Pardon?
As in Sally Skellington and Jack Skellington, yours truly. Skellington. I'll give myself a
Make
ring.
no bones about it.
No bones.
And what's your
And your
Bolita
neighborhood,
number?
wait a minute, your neighborhood,
Oh.
what neighborhood did you trick or treat in, sir?
Neighborhood was in South Tampa, West Tampa.
South Tampa, West Tampa, very good.
Tampa, West Tampa.
And my Bolita drawing is going to be number 25.
25. And give us your shirt size now while we've got you on the phone.
Pardon?
Your shirt size?
Oh, shirt size would be a medium.
Medium. It's very difficult to talk through this mask. Apparently they're having trouble understanding Jack Skellington. Thank you so much, Hugh. Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween.
Clean. Take care. Bye-bye.
Thank
Cheers.
you. Cheers.
Cheers.
You know, I'm feeling pretty good. Last week I went in for a facelift. In fact, check it out.
I think they lifted a little too high.
Well, the
There you go, right there.
Back around.
surgeon said when I got there, would that be paper or plastic? Paper or plastic?
Wah, wah,
Well, what I'm thinking is between
Better
the
start that
unknown
laugh
native
track now,
and,
Steve.
and Jack Skellington, it's an unknown native. Between Jack Skellington and the unknown native, both of us are going to lose about 5 pounds in our face tonight because
Sweat factor.
I can already tell you
Clearly,
that it is,
clearly
it
that
is
may happen.
Unbelievable
Yes.
heat.
I'm just glad
And
I didn't
Speaking of
double
record
bag it.
heat, and speaking of record heat today, did anybody else notice or myself what was going on today outside?
Well,
It was very hot
it was hot.
and humid.
Beyond hot,
Yeah.
beyond humid. First time caller on the line, someone said,
Oh, cool.
unknown native. Do you have something for them?
No, it'll be a first time answer.
Let's see who it is. Darling, take it away.
Hello, caller. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
You want my real name or my Halloween name?
We want your Halloween name, sir.
Halloween.
My Halloween name? Count Chocula.
Count
Okay.
Chocula. I did not know that. And where are you calling from, sir?
I'm calling from Tampa.
Tampa. Now you can give us your real name.
My real name's Art Vandelay.
Art
Oh,
Vandelay.
okay.
First time caller. Art, how did you find out about the Tampa Native Show?
Oh, I was watching y'all on the TV.
Just like that. You just happened to be channel surfing and you came across the show.
That's right. I saw this crazy guy in a mask sitting behind a desk. I was like, I should probably call them.
I'm going to watch this show for a minute. So that must mean one thing and one thing only. You must have Verizon as your cable provider. Am I correct?
You would be wrong.
I would be
Oh, wow.
wrong.
So
So
you
that
were
you
up in
must
the high
have
numbers.
Bright House.
Bright House, yes, sir.
I had a 50-50 chance. Well, the reason I ask is because a lot of times folks might find us on Verizon because we're on channel 30. Seldom channel surfing do they find us on Bright House because we've been relegated to channel 950, which is the hinterlands of cable of cable broadcasting, if you will. So,
Yeah,
tell us, are you from Tampa?
Yes, sir, from Tampa.
Wonderful, Art. Have you seen this? Well, obviously you haven't seen the show before, and for all of our first-time callers, they get a ring. We're asking everybody tonight where you grew up, what neighborhood you went trick-or-treating in, and what was your favorite costume?
Sulphur Springs, and my favorite costume was my mama's white sheet.
Were you a ghost?
What's that?
Were you a ghost?
A ghost, yes, sir. Well,
With the sheet over, yeah, with the sheet, because that was an easy one. I mean, let's face it, that was when you didn't have anything else and it was the 11th hour. You could always count on that sheet.
you see, it was my mama's white sheet, but I was young, so it slowly became a yellow sheet.
I hear you. I understand. And it will do that over time. Listen, we do a little drawing here each and every week. At the end of the show, you might win this wonderful Tampa Natives t-shirt. It's a commemorative. And it honors those businesses that have been in Tampa for 50 years or greater. Why don't you give us your lucky number between 1 and 75?
75.
Well, then let's take it from 75 then. Thanks so much, Art, for watching. We really do appreciate it. We're here every week. Look us up.
But you said it was a drawing?
We do. We have a little drawing at the end of the show, so stay with
I'm
us.
not much of an artist, though.
Now, there you go. There you go.
Do you know the unknown native?
Perhaps you were a fan of Dr. Paul Bearer growing up. I have a sneaky suspicion. Wonderful. Thanks for calling, Art. We really appreciate you looking in on us.
Yes, we do.
Bye.
Thank you. Take care. Bye-bye now.
Bravo.
Pretty good.
Bravo.
Pretty
Yes.
good.
Good.
You know-
Every once in a while,
Channel surfing.
we'll pick up a viewer, channel surfing, and it's very unique when they do happen upon us.
Especially on
from Bright House.
White House, yeah.
And a special person will step forth.
Step forth.
Yeah,
Step forth and step off.
absolutely.
You think
Kinda
this
like
is easy?
Winston.
You think this is easy? I just flew in from Vegas. I got sick on the plane and nobody knew.
But
This bag on my head. The
And
hotel.
in the booth,
At the
they're
ho-
enjoying this more
They're
than you know.
laughing.
At the
I
hel-
wish we could get, if we
Yeah.
had a microphone in the booth, that would be really amazing.
then we
really
wouldn't need
outstanding.
canned laughter.
At the hotel this morning, I called the desk clerk. I said, "Hey, I got a leak in the sink," and they said, "Go ahead." It's a weird day today. I don't know what's going on.
Reluctantly,
Really weird day.
reluctantly, I'm ringing the bell. Very reluctantly. Do you have more?
He's got a million.
No, he's got a million of them. Well, let's go ahead and remind our viewers that our phone number tonight is 813-977-6800. And we're talking this evening, this is Jack Skellington. We're talking with Sally Skellington, the unknown native, who's got a million of them. And of course, the ghost of Sir Winston Churchill. Sir Winston Churchill.
Here, by the way,
Yes.
this is the finest hour on cable television.
And the fastest,
thank
if
you,
I might
Winston.
add. Thank you so much for that raging endorsement. And coming from you, sir, that is high praise, I must say.
Thank
you. We would be remiss if we didn't say that we enjoy doing this show. We bring this show each and every week to our viewers live. They seem to enjoy it. And we will continue to do this until set time when they throw us out of the studio.
I have enjoyed this show from the other side.
Have you been watching?
I have been watching.
How is the
It's
reception?
very popular.
On what channel?
It's very popular
Wonderful question.
on the other side. It comes in on channel 297.
Okay, good to know.
297. Yes, sir.
I do say, old chap, do you realize you could be placed in a museum?
Jack, is there something wrong with that man? Why does he wear a bag on his
You
head?
think
I
so?
don't.
There's a saying here.
Is he ugly?
There's a saying at the Tampa Native show that goes a little something like this. We can't stop him, we can only hope to contain him. And contain him we must.
And tonight he's in a bag, so we're
I thought he
close.
might be like Lady Astor, a woman who is quite ugly.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. She is, of course. I said to her one time when she accused me of being drunk, I said, "Tomorrow morning, madam, I will be sober, but you will still be ugly."
Sir Winston Churchill at his finest hour.
At his finest.
Ladies and gentlemen, caller, you're on the air with the Tampa Native Show. Please tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Bruce in South Tampa.
This is Bruce, our dearest friend Bruce
Dear
from
Bruce.
South Tampa,
Welcome, Bruce.
whom we haven't heard from in quite some time. How are you, Bruce?
Good. I just want to let you know one of the previous callers
Yes,
tricked you.
that was Art.
Art Vandelay is a the judge's name in a Seinfeld episode.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Very nice
And
that
you
you
know,
caught that.
it's lovely. We appreciate his prankster call. We even more so appreciate the fact that he chose not to use colorful language, shall we say, because this is a G-rated show and it's intended for all audiences. But it's been 2.5 years, over 100 live episodes, and we really haven't had a crank call. But if I may offer to my panelists this evening, but if we were going to get a crank call, what better night than on
Halloween.
All Hallows Eve? Sir Winston?
But that's not an invitation.
Absolutely.
You are correct, sir.
Yes, sir.
And you spelled my name wrong.
It's Krensman, not Krensman.
Well, it
With
could
an
be
E.
Cransman, or you can call me Bruce.
We're
or
not
you can-
call me
spelling
Cranston.
anything.
Or you can call me Ronnie, or you can call me Johnny. Bruce, we know it's Cransman. We know that.
Just call me after midnight.
There you go. Just call me anything. Just don't call me late for supper. So,
What's your
before
neighborhood?
that, we
Neighborhood.
want to find out, what was your favorite costume, sir?
You talking to me?
Yeah.
No, I'm talking to you. What was your favorite costume as a kid? Yo, trick or treat.
It's probably the old man mask.
The old man? You're just going to go with the old man like that?
Well, I have a funny story about it.
All right, well, give us a funny story. We've got time.
When the Holiday Inn on Cypress was really, really popular,
Yes.
we stopped in there on a Halloween.
Yes.
I had my mask on, going through the parking lot, trying to see where the entrance was. And little did I know, somebody shot somebody on the dance floor about 10 minutes before.
Quite literally shot them with a revolver of some sort.
Yes, and the police are all over the parking lot. I'm walking through a parking lot with a mask on.
Oh, that's
Mercy.
never good.
Like this?
Mercy.
That is
And
never
it
good.
wasn't the smartest thing to do.
No, not at all. If you had taken off your mask, they might have confused you for Mark Spitz, and that would have been a whole nother story that you would have had to explain to people.
Now I can go out as an old man without wearing a mask.
Wonderful,
Yes.
wonderful.
How nice.
So we assume that you trick-or-treated in South Tampa, yes?
Yes, Guernsey area.
Wonderful. Guernsey Estates. Wonderful. Give us your lucky bolita number.
63.
63 it is for Bruce Krentzman with an E. Thank you, Bruce. We appreciate you. We appreciate you looking in on us. We know you're out there watching.
Bravo. Bravo.
From
care,
Sir
Bruce.
Winston Churchill.
Bravo.
Take good care, Bruce.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you. That's Bruce Krentzman. Yes, sir.
Time for a magic trick.
Time for a magic
Need a
trick.
volunteer from the audience.
How about me?
How about the 15-minute grill?
Fine. I'm
Here it
ready.
is.
Okay, here we go. Pick a number between 1 and 1,000, but don't say it out loud. Just put it in your head and remember it, and let me know when you got it.
Okay.
Okay, don't tell me now.
I'm not going to tell you.
Hang on, right
1
here.
and
Is
1,000.
it 310?
No.
I was right. I was right. Good job. Thank you for your.
Brilliant job.
Wonderful, wonderful. Where is that applause meter when you need that applause? Yes, we have that applause. Thank you ever so much. That is the unknown native. Lovely.
We love him.
We have a caller on line 5. Sir Winston, if you'll do the honors, sir.
Caller, speak up, please.
Hello.
Yes, caller. Would you please speak up? Hello, this is Winston Churchill.
Oh, this is Winston Churchill?
Well, yes, it is,
What
sir.
the tarnation are you doing? Where is that Mario Nunez?
He has the name.
Mario?
Heck, I'm gonna,
sir.
he's gonna drop and give me 20.
Sir, well, that would be interesting.
$20?
Certainly.
What is this big dude over here? He looks like he shot his couch.
Sir Mario is not here, but we do have Jack with us here tonight.
Jack Skellington at your service.
I know who this is.
This must be Tom from New York,
Yes,
as it
New
says
York.
right there on the television
Tom from
screen.
New York.
Tom from New
Very
York,
nice,
tell us.
Tom.
Tell us, what was your favorite Halloween costume, sir?
Oh, heck, I think I was ugly enough to just go by myself.
So what you're saying, if I hear you
Tom
correctly,
mask.
is your favorite costume, or perhaps your favorite mask, may have been Saran wrap. Am I correct in assuming that Saran wrap may have been...
Admirable.
That or a pantyhose.
Most admirable.
And where, sir, did you trick-or-treat? What part of the United States of America the unknown native wants to know?
That would have been Ashland, Ohio.
Ashland, Ohio. Close to... nowhere.
Close to Cleveland, Ohio.
Close to Cleveland, Ohio. home of the Indians, home of the Browns, home of the Brave, apparently. So, tell us, and your favorite costume? Did we ask him that?
Yes.
And he said?
No.
A mask. A
A
plastic
mask.
bag.
Instead of
A mask.
saran wrap?
Yeah, no, he was.
No, we're not going to accept saran wrap here, sir.
Paper
You're
or
going to have to
plastic,
do
sir?
much better.
I've got Batman. How about that?
Oh, Batman's good.
Batman.
The Batman.
I dare
And
say.
what age were you, Batman?
Batman.
Batman, apparently Winston Churchill, is not familiar with the Batman.
Is that a
That's
position in
about all I
cricket?
can tell you.
More so, he's familiar with Mary Poppins and perhaps the game of cricket.
The game of cricket is a wonderful game. Yes,
Crickets,
absolutely.
yeah, I like those. I like sleeping to them. Yeah.
Crickets.
Crickets.
That's what Jack Skellington got during the monologue this morning or this evening was crickets during some of his monologue.
We could hear them.
So tell us your favorite Bolita number, Sir Tom from New York.
42.
He never changes.
Tom.
Not even
Are you
on
going
doesn't
trick or
change.
treating?
All Hallows Eve.
No, we had to cover up the windows on Trick or Treat because all the dog will do is bark.
Oh.
We have barking dogs on Trick or Treat apparently.
That's it.
Nice to hear from
is
you.
it at least cool there, Tom?
Did I call where?
Is it at least cool there?
It's definitely cool here.
It is unbelievably
Yes, we have
warm
a
here
record
in this.
heat today.
It's unbelievably warm
In this
under
bag.
this mask, and in that bag.
In this
that
bag.
bag, apparently.
It's not double bag.
Stop being a pansy!
I'm going to take the mask off shortly. I can only guarantee that. Thank you, Tom, so much
Thanks,
for
Tom.
calling, and we'll see you soon, Winston Churchill. Do you have do you have any parting words for our friend Tom from New York?
Well, Tom, I would say that remember, a dog will look up to you, and a cat will look down on you. But a pig will always see you as his equal.
And with that, we say good night.
Good night to Tom.
Adieu.
That's good.
And have a wonderful evening.
Words to remember.
All Hallows Eve to you, sir, in New York. Well, our lines are open.
Bye, Tom.
Perhaps Winston Churchill will take another drink, and
You know, everywhere I go, I pass out autographed 8x10 photos of myself. Here, let's take one. Take
Perhaps
one.
we can all.
Here's my-
Perhaps we can all get one.
Here's my baby picture.
Here's this, and the
Here's my baby picture
And they
right
all
here.
look the same.
Here you go. Pass it on
and
down.
apparently, if I can get this in the one shot, we have.
I didn't
We have
mean.
a rim
We
shot.
have, but we don't have a rim shot. We have
We need
baby
one.
pictures of the unknown native, which are adorable, available in either autographed model or
Regular
in
size.
small take home. We love
He
him.
thinks of everything.
we
And I
Literally.
I didn't mean to let the cat out of the bag either,
But apparently,
but I did. Look what happened.
the cat.
Well,
the cat's out of
camera's
the
not
bag.
on you.
I let the cat out of the
There he
bag.
is.
Yeah.
The cat's out of the bag.
As I said before, I let the cat out of the bag. Woo.
You know, it's a shame you can't run the laugh meter at the same time. You
Yes,
need to
we
be running.
need some laughs.
You need to be.
We need some laughs.
You need to be running
The
the.
bag keeps turning on me.
So, shall we remind them again, darling? The number to call this evening is 813.
977-6800.
Let me ask Sir Winston.
How did I get booked on this show?
Sir Winston, your work is
You lucky
marvelous.
devil, you.
Your work is marvelous, and quite honestly, we couldn't do this without you. We probably could, but it wouldn't be half as much fun. We would like to know, sir, when you were growing up in London.
Yes.
Presumably, you were growing up in London.
Well, it's actually not London, but go ahead. It's for you. It's probably the
Yes, it's
closest.
somewhere in the United
Only
Kingdom.
place you Americans know.
Absolutely. When you were growing up, did they celebrate All Hallows Eve?
Yes, we did. We did, Jack.
Yes.
I tell you, the way we celebrated it is that we would take popcorn,
Yes.
and then we would take flour and sugar,
Yes.
and we would then adhere it to our bodies, all over our body, and then we would walk around throughout the evening and eat each other's popcorn. It was,
Oh, my.
Very exciting.
Was this prior to the time of the now infamous Jack the Ripper? Because it sounds to me like perhaps at the end of the evening, after all the popcorn was eaten, what was left? I don't know.
What was left was a rather sticky
Marvelous.
and but exciting time for all of us.
But I can only imagine.
Absolutely.
There was,
Sounds wonderful.
I don't want
Absolutely.
to imagine, actually. I'll stay out of that.
But I have to tell you, If Lady Astor was there, no one ate her popcorn, ever.
Oh,
No.
really?
No.
Not attractive?
She walked around all night totally covered.
Lady Astor,
Never.
we apologize. Yes,
Good
Native,
information, good
it seems to me like the unknown Native has something he must say.
Something up his sleeve, or actually outside his sleeve. How about a little ventriloquism?
Please.
Great, bring it
and
on.
take it away.
All right. This is Sad Sack.
Sad sack.
Sad Sack. Can you make an impression? Do an impression, Sad Sack. Roof, roof. Doggy bag. Doggy bag, look at this. Good job, Sad Sack. Now you're probably wondering, can the unknown Native, does he do impressions? Well, does a snake have a butt? I don't know. But you know I can sing, though.
The unknown Native needs to look
Love.
at the right camera.
The unknown Native.
Love,
make
love
sure,
walk.
Make
love-
sure.
I can sing, but I can't do impressions.
Make sure you look at the right camera.
I can't see. Which
Over
camera?
here. This
There's
one
cameras
right
in here? Oh, there's one.
Camera's right there.
There you
I see it,
go.
I see it. Love walked in on me and scared the shadows away.
What you have to understand, Native, is that from where we sit here, myself, Sally Skellington, and of course the ghost of Sir Winston Churchill, we only get to see one eye, because that other eye is precariously perched on the left side of that. It's lovely, but that one eye is focused.
Veritable cyclops. She is.
And I can't read my notes
Only
either.
one eye.
In fact, I wrote my notes on a bag.
He's the one-eyed bandit. All right, ladies and gentlemen, at
Very
this
nice.
time we would like to take a moment, if you will, heads down, please, in reverence. We would like to take a moment to reflect upon all things that come to us on this evening of All Hallows Eve. We would like to discuss things like why did we ever leave our house, the safety of our house, the sanctity of our house, to go from house to house and collect candy from strangers. We weren't quite sure what the meaning of that was as children, but we knew that we wanted the candy. We wanted to go running up and
was
down the
free.
streets, and people would hand you things, and most of them were free and without cause and without prejudice. And well, quite honestly, we celebrate that this evening, and we're not sure quite why, but we would like to say that without our sponsors here, the Tampa Native Show would not exist. And we'd like to take a moment now to mention our sponsors, to play a little video that Jack Skellington's friend, the veritable host of this show here, the Tampa Native Show, has put forth. And as we do, we would like for you to please honor those guests, or I should say those sponsors. And if you have the opportunity, please visit them, patronize them, spend some money there, but mostly take the time to watch this video, because while you're watching this video, you must know this. The unknown Native and Jack Skellington are going to relish in this video, because we're going to take these masks off and wipe our face. Let's take it away. Hi, Tampa Native Show fans. Mario Nunez here. You know, I'd like to say thank you, one and all, to our fans, our sponsors, for your contributions and your donations. Without your generosity, this show would not be possible. There are our sponsor logos right there on the screen. We'd like to encourage you to visit our sponsors on our website. Click that sponsor tab. Get over there and visit our sponsors. Better than that, get in your car and drive over and see our sponsors and tell them the Tampa Native Show sent you. There's no better time to be a fan or a sponsor of the Tampa Native Show. Visit our website and get in touch with us real soon. We'd love to hear from you. www.tampanativeshow.com. Can't wait to see you soon. Salute and happy days. Who was that handsome man
It was me.
wearing the white hat?
Oh, no, it wasn't.
I think it might have been you. I'm not sure. Darling, do you have a favorite Halloween story that you'd like to impart as we transcend now into the
Favorite
second
Halloween
half of our
story. My favorite costume, I guess,
Yes?
was when I was a beatnik.
show? Beatnik.
I did that one quite frequently.
What is a
It was
beatnik,
easy.
darling?
Beatnik was a person who sat around coffee houses and quoted poetry and drank coffee and...
Was there beatniks, or perhaps better said, were there beatniks in the time of Sir Winston Churchill? Let's-
I don't believe
Shall
so.
we ask?
Yeah?
Sir Winston, in
Well-
your time,
Well, Mario, there were certain libertine spirits, as there were, and they would sometimes do strange things in cafes, and I think this is the tenor of what the beautiful young lady is trying to describe. But we did not have beatniks per se, although we did have liver willies, and liver willies were
Liver willies, as it were.
yes.
That sounds much more interesting.
In my time, the liver willy was the most popular.
And you, sir, Sir Unknown Native, perhaps there was a time in your youth, perhaps there was a time when you were a small bag, or perhaps there was a time when your family wasn't.
All I know is I think I'm allergic to this paper.
Oh, excellent. Excellent.
Sorry about that.
As it were, clean it up.
Got a
clean
million
it up,
of them, folks.
I'm
clean
sorry.
it up.
I think I'm allergic to paper. That's a problem.
That could be a problem.
What am I going to do now?
Well,
You know, I forgot
What
to
about
show.
your story?
I never showed pictures of my grandparents.
it's time.
Here we go.
Oh, they're lovely.
They're a little up in age, but you can tell. But
As you can
they're
tell.
family. Family, you know, family's important.
It's very important. I like that. Is that anything contagious we should be concerned about?
Yes, you might turn into a bag.
That was a muted. If you noticed,
fact-
that was a muted ring.
Just in case I got hungry, I bought some lunch bags.
You know,
How did I get to be here tonight?
it's times like this when we
Absolutely.
take notice of the props that we have brought
I'm
with
with
us
Winston.
on the table this evening. And as you'll notice here, if I may show you, this is a lovely casket, if you will, with a hatchet on the
Burying the
surface.
hatchet.
Very appropriate.
The craftsmanship is
Is-
absolutely
He's thinking outside the box.
Splendid with its brass hinges and its what's inside. Well, as you can see inside, there is
a gnome.
our dear friend
Joe Gnome.
Joe Gnome, which apparently at the end of the season this year, someone must have laid to rest, who came to rest in this wonderful casket as they fell miserably in the American League Championship Series. We're hoping, though, that next year perhaps things might turn a little differently for them.
I think it will.
I only wish I had a little St. Louis Cardinal that I could put in there with him, because as you saw last night, they too fell miserably short of their attempt to win the World Series, as it were. This morning, perhaps some of you may or may not know this, Sir Winston, there was an update on that Facebook that someone here on this panel put forth, and it did not go well. It did not go well. Apparently, there were some people that it drew their ire. They do not have baseball over in the United Kingdom. They have something that's called cricket,
cricket.
as we spoke
Correct.
to.
Yes, that's
as
very
we
good.
spoke to earlier.
Yeah.
Now, can you tell our esteemed viewers anything about cricket that we might not know?
Well, it's not well known that cricket began originally among the pagans, and it was a game that was actually utilized by. Is there something wrong with this man?
He's apparently
something is not right.
apparently
You
he
said
is-
crickets.
He is fond of the sound of crickets.
I'm just not sure I like him very much. But it was actually started as a mating ritual, and then eventually it became sport.
So cricket began, and how, sir, then did the bat, as it were, the batsman, what place did the bat have?
Well, the bat was
in that dance between male and female, shall we say?
well. That is certainly a very interesting question. The bat, I must say, was used as a symbol, and because of this rating of this show tonight, I cannot
Does it have a
go
rating?
further. But it was
There's no telling, sir. The rating of this show is
The rating
to be
is off the
determined.
chart.
We have no control.
Yeah.
The
But
horizontal or the vertical.
the bat became symbolic of
Yes.
a certain kind of aggression.
Yes.
And then, of course, the ball became symbolic of a certain kind of procreation.
Yes.
And between this, the bat and the ball, as you know, it's a flat bat.
Yes, on one side.
And I'm sure
That might be difficult.
I'm sure you know that the that cricket was the predecessor to Doubleday, Abner Doubleday's game he calls baseball. You understand that?
Baseball, which I believe when it came to the United States, first started as a game known as rounders.
Rounders.
Somebody please look that up. Somebody please
Rounders.
Rounding the
activate the Google machine, and I believe it was known as rounders because the erstwhile players
Running around.
ran around the.
They
the
ran
erstwhile
from base to
bases.
base, yes.
Rounders, as opposed to cricket, which the players tend to run
Back and forth.
between the wickets.
Back and
Which
forth.
seems like a very silly game to me, cricket.
Now, was his name Double Day or Double Play?
What are we gonna do
What
with
is
this?
wrong with that?
Get the hatchet.
How did he get to be here?
813-977-6800. I have
Please
no
call.
shit. I
We need help.
have no time. Caller, you are on the air with the Tampa Native Show. This is the Halloween special. Please tell us your name and where you're calling
Permanent
from.
Wave.
My name is Dean. I'm calling from Tampa.
This must be our friend Dean Chambers.
Dean from the chamber.
I tried to put on the skies, but obviously my voice does not disguise that.
No, it's you're
Good
going to
job.
need to do a little bit better work
very
than that, Mr.
distinctive.
Dean. Your voice certainly gave you away. How are you, my fellow?
Good. I'm looking at your gentleman on the right-hand side with a bag on his head, and I'm thinking it's either a former New Orleans Saint fan or a Tampa Bay Buck current fan.
We are slowly devolving into the Aints fans of yesteryear. It is a tragic tale, and we spend our summer with such great high hopes and anticipation, and to have those hopes dashed by the beginning of fall, it's quite disheartening, I must say.
Well, actually, as I'm looking at your costume, I'm thinking you may actually play a better linebacker than we've gotten as far as our first 8 games.
Well, I would certainly scare some of the opposing players, but I must say, if I must say, it is quite hot behind this mask. I don't know that.
My first question is that you, Greg Schiano, the coach behind the mask?
Well, we said in the opening, if you saw the opening to the show, we think that Coach Schiano is headed northbound on 275 as we speak. We can't be sure, but
Quickly.
most of us wish that he would.
Well, it kind of reminds me of the hurricanes we had about 5 years ago. We all kind of headed up Orlando towards I-4. Perhaps Mr. Schiano see the wind blowing, and that might be as a current direction.
Well, it's certainly time for a change. I don't know what it's going to take, but we are encouraged here on the panel.
We are.
And Sir Winston joins us in our encouragement.
Are you awake, Winston?
Yes, I am.
And very
Cheers.
and very dead, by the way, by the fact that the Tampa Yankees, as it were, are in conversations currently with the city of Ocala because there is rumor afoot that perhaps the Tampa Yankees may be leaving town, and that might not be a bad thing.
Well, it's funny when I drive up at Del Mabry and I see, when I look at the Tampa, the stadium for the baseball team, that they come down, and I think I saw Derek Jeter at the Barnes and Nobles right there in Del Mabry. Unfortunately, it doesn't, benefit for them. So if they go to a town, because I remember going down to Fort Myers just a few months ago, and they have a big, spring training team. And that's where really where we see people that appreciate the.
Well, the two things that Fort Myers and Ocala have in common are seniors that are retired with disposable income. So once the big league team leaves and goes north to begin its season, then what you're left with is the locals. And here the locals have far too many other things to do, namely, consider driving across the bay to go to the big league club. So the Tampa Yankees suffer in attendance. I understand that. I say, fare thee well, Tampa Yankees, and enjoy your new home in Ocala, whilst we work diligently behind the scenes to see if we can bring the Tampa Rays, as I said Tampa, Sir Winston, the Tampa Rays back to Tampa. Can we get your Bolita number?
I'm sorry?
Can we get your Lucky Bolita number? You've seen the show before.
Oh, absolutely. 26.
26. And tell me, whilst you were growing up, or coming up, I should say, in Texas, what was your favorite costume to wear? We know this is Dean Chambers from the great state of
He
Texas.
has a beautiful baritone voice.
He's got a lovely voice, and he's about 6'5". He's a big fella. Dean, tell us, what was your favorite costume to wear?
Well, I'll be honest with you. I told the story today to my boss here because I've lived in Alaska and Texas and Florida, so I think my parents put me through a lot of climate changes.
Yes.
But I was at that point, and I think it was when we were in the 6th or 7th grade, and I'm thinking I'm either too old or too cool, but not really too cool to really dress up. I realized my other friends were going to go out trick-or-treating, and I was at that last moment where I'm thinking, okay, it's like 5 o'clock, it's Halloween, I don't have a costume, but yet I don't want to, even in Alaska where it was crazy, where you'd have to like dress up in snowsuits and with your costume just to, go through the winter.
Yes.
My dad, who was a chef, said, I'll give you my chef's outfit, and you can wear the big hat, you can wear the white outfit.
Perfect.
And I'm 12 years old, and I'm thinking, at first I was kind of unwary about it, but I'll wrap this up by saying I got the most candy I've ever had, because guess who showed up on your doorstep in the middle of the night on Halloween in Anchorage, Alaska, was a chef who was 12 years old who went, thank you for my parents who gave me the guidance and gave me the, and that's what it's about. And today I'll end this by saying, we've had a bunch of people knock on our door in our neighborhood, and it's always good to see the families get together, and I appreciate your show.
Excellent story. Thank you so
Great
much, Dean,
story,
and we hope
Dean.
you win tonight.
We do.
And we hope we have a double extra large, because you're kind of tall, for you if you do win. Thank you, Dean. Thanks so much for watching.
Thanks for
Bravo,
calling.
Dean.
Bravo, Dean. From Alaska.
story, yeah.
Can you imagine
Alaska.
growing up in Alaska?
Yeah.
Where the winter days are...
How do you trick or treat in Alaska?
I've thought this myself.
It's cool.
I have a question.
Yes.
Jack, I've been dead since 1965, and I wanted to know, I missed out a lot. What is a Daryl Jeter? Is that like an insect of some kind? Or?
Actually, it's
I thought maybe it was one of the species that Charles Darwin. I knew Darwin, by the way.
Yes, I was
He was
going
an
to ask
old
you
man
that.
when I was a young boy, but I met him, and he's a remarkable man. But what is a Jeter anyway?
A Jeter is a hybrid, as I understand it. It's neither here nor there. It's neither this nor that, but certainly a Hall of Famer. And that's about all I can tell you about Derek Jeter. It's a young man
Very rather attractive young
who
man. might I say.
apparently, according to Miss Skellington, is attractive. I don't know how to judge those things.
I'm sure she's a good judge of character.
But apparently he had a great amount of success at an early age in his youth and in his early part of his career. And of course, once that happens, Sir Winston, all bets are off.
So you're saying he's a fighter?
He's a fighter.
He's a fighter.
He's a good man.
He's a strong man.
He's a
Yes,
strong
I understand.
man. And apparently, according to Miss Skellington, quite a handsome man.
And according to Miss Skellington,
You look like a bag of bones.
And it's a bag of bones.
He looks
because
pretty bad.
The
Looks
unknown
pretty bad.
comic, we're going to have to...
we are at the 15-minute left part of our show.
What is
like
going
bagpipes?
on there? Look at that. 15
like
minute girl
bagpipes?
got us again.
Very nice.
There we go.
This is the bagpipe.
Bagpipe.
It's a bagpipe. Good
The
friend of
unknown-
mine.
I don't know.
Wah, wah, wah.
This is humiliating, personally.
And he's serious.
I resemble that
former
remark.
Chancellor
Caller,
of England.
we have
He's not
15 minutes
kidding.
to
Can't
go.
believe this.
We're glad you're there. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Hey, Jack, it's me again, Art Vandelay.
Art Vandelay. Okay,
Vandelay.
go ahead. Tell us your story, Art.
Well, here's the deal. I wasn't going to call you again and bother you.
Okay.
I saw my boy, Dean Chambers,
Yes.
talk to you.
Yes.
He used to have a show called The Tampa Grapevine.
Of course he
Of course,
did.
yeah.
We know that show well.
We heard it from the grapevine.
Okay, what happened to that show? Because that used to be one of my favorite public access shows.
Thank you, and I'm sure Dean appreciates you
Sure,
saying that
yes.
as well. Dean,
Yeah.
I don't know exactly what happened, Art, to be sure, and Art may not be your real name, but we'll go ahead and call you Art for now.
Sure.
Art, we don't know for sure, but we do know that he's still working. He just is not in current production, as it were. But I know that tomorrow, the day after, if Dean should secure some funding and is able to come back in and produce the show, perhaps you should reach out to Dean and see if you might be able to work with him on the production end or on the fundraising end because Dean did a great job for us. And, you know, he'll
did.
tell you that his first show was September 11th, 2001, and he had a good run. He's only been off the air for a little while now, but I'm sure he's still watching and listening. Thanks for calling back and mentioning that.
Now, Dean and I go way back. Now, I originally met him in Texas.
Okay, there you go, Grapevine, Texas. We know a little bit about Dean.
Absolutely. We were in this little bar, and there was this cute little Mexican midget.
Oh, here we go, here we go, here we go. Now, we want to make sure we keep it clean, because Mom and Dad is watching.
Hey, I'm keeping this cleaner than a shower.
All right, there we go.
Now, listen here. Dean, he walked up to this cute little midget. Now, she was maybe 4'3", 150 pounds. So she was big for her size.
Right.
But Dean, he doesn't discriminate.
Okay.
That's what I like about Dean.
Good fella.
Yeah, absolutely. And he made this little Mexican midget's night.
There you go. Well,
and how did he do that?
We're going to leave it like that. I don't want to know what he did or how he did it, but I do know that he's about 6'5", and that's
sure
just
it was
the
interesting.
logistics there don't even work for me.
Unbelievable. This is unbelievable.
A show in itself.
A show in itself. Reach out to Dean. I'm sure he'd like to hear from you because I know Dean wants to. He's chomping at the bit to get back on the air here.
Yeah.
Thanks for calling back, bud.
All right.
Bye-bye now.
Bye.
We've got a caller on line
We
4.
do.
Caller,
We sure
you're
do.
on the air with the Tampa Natives show. Boy, the hour is coming to a close. You've got the unknown native chomping at the bit. He's got another joke he needs to do. This is Sally Skellington. Of course, next to me is the ghost of Sir Winston Churchill, and I'm Jack Skellington.
And this is Accountant Dracula.
That figures.
That's perfect, Accountant Dracula. I love
Well,
that.
you
Go
know
figure,
what?
go
The
figure.
night would not have been complete without
That's
a call
true.
from the Accountant Dracula. How are you, Mr. Testa?
You talk about I work for the real bloodsuckers.
Yes,
That's right.
you do. Yes,
That's
you
right.
do.
And I wanted to tell the unknown Buccaneer fan there on the end
Yes.
that he's the Rodney Dangerfield of this show. I want to tell you
He
that
gets
right.
no respect. He gets no respect.
I get no respect. No respect at all.
He has been working
I don't respect myself.
night, day and
Work
night,
in the crowd.
putting his props together. You know as well as I do, nobody works harder at this.
I got it in the bag.
And he's
Then
got
the
it in the
unknown
bag.
native.
And in fact, if you've got one more for us, why don't you go ahead and
Throw it
lay
out
on-
there.
Lay it on our Accountant Dracula.
Well, hey, I got to show this to you. You know, a few years ago, this is a picture of me a few years ago. I was going through a really rough time in my life, and I had to get a handle on myself.
And there
And
it is.
it was a lot of work, you know.
I think that's my favorite, Steve.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Horrific.
the one. You know, if
Sir Winston's been ready to leave for some
I've
time
got
now.
something to say now.
Why am I here?
It's a good thing that Sir Winston is dead, because if he weren't, we would have killed him.
If I were
He would have
alive,
killed us, I
if
think.
I were alive, I'd have to be dead again.
Sir Winston, I can see
because
right
this
through
man
you.
is killing me.
Mr. Testa, thank you so much for calling us. We really appreciate it. That
do.
Accountant Dracula was perfect.
You got it, guys. You take care. Have a great evening.
Thank
Happy
you, you as well.
Halloween.
Thank you. Happy Halloween. Thank you so much. Did we get your Bolita number?
No.
No, I already got his shirt.
Oh,
Okay, all right. Well, thank you again. Thank you for calling.
Happy taxing day.
Bye-bye. Have a taxing day from, oh my goodness.
corn just
We
keeps
got
flying.
5 minutes to go. Sir Winston, thank you so much for being here.
Well,
Now, I know
Sorry,
it-
we
thank
put
you for
through
asking.
this, sir.
And I want to say
Yes.
that in the field of conflict, never have so few done so much for so many.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Churchill.
Thank you. Sir Winston.
Sir Winston, that is.
That
It's an honor
played,
to have you with us tonight. sir.
that played big when I was alive. I want you to know. That was a big line.
Everything played big on another show right now.
Yes.
Well, before we get to our Bolita drawing, shall we take a moment and
I don't know what he's doing over here. But
Is that toilet paper? by the way?
scaring me.
Is that from the? Is that from the
that
loo?
from the loo?
Yeah, it's from the loo, I
That's
believe.
the loo.
Oh
It's
my!
the spit trick again.
We,
Absolutely.
We have completely
This is
lost our
unbelievable.
We have no idea what we're doing right now, but
We
we're
have
having fun.
completely left
I came from the other side here.
Yes, we did.
to participate in this lovely, lovely conflict.
We'll make
May
sure
I
we
draw?
have some treats for you.
Oh, I think that we should, because I'm not sure that, who would like to draw?
I want to draw.
Well, perhaps we'll go ahead and let, he's had such a lovely
Please
evening.
do something with
He's
them.
on a roll.
Anything.
Do we have our numbers?
We have, I don't know.
We have our numbers.
I can't
All
see
right,
it.
well, we got one more caller.
Uh-oh.
Should we qualify him real quick before we get off the air?
Hang on. Let me make a spectacle of myself here.
Oh.
Number 8.
Number 8.
Number 8.
Number
And
8.
the winner is...
My goodness, that would
closest
be
to
Hugh
without
Perrette.
going over. Everybody went over. I don't think anybody was
Yeah.
lower than 8.
Hugh Perrette.
Hugh Perrette?
Yeah, with number 25.
He's over 8. Closest
Way
to without
over.
going over. So draw again.
Oh, excuse me.
Draw again. He went way over. How much time do we have, darling?
This is 30.
5 minutes.
Everybody's over.
Everybody's
No, 30.
over.
Wait. Somebody said 28, right? That's Hugh Perrette now.
Hugh Perrette,
How about
25.
Hugh
You
Perrette?
win anyway, Hugh.
How about Hugh
It's all you,
Perrette? Well,
Hugh.
ladies and gentlemen, with just 2 minutes to go, we want to say it has been a joy and a pleasure, shall we? Unknown?
Unknown.
Shall we? Shall we?
We shall.
Shall we?
We shall not.
No? I will. Because I got to tell you, it's been
hot in there.
a little bit hot under the...
There's liquid in that
A
mess.
little bit hot in these rhinos. But ladies and gentlemen, it's been a treat to be with you, as we always are on Halloween. Thank you so much. There's Tampa Steve looking good. We want to say thanks to our crew. Can we get a shot of the booth?
Yes,
Can we get a
let's
shot of
see
the
you
booth?
guys.
Everybody,
They're
no shot of the booth.
signaling no,
Everybody's
it's not
saying
happening.
no shot of the booth tonight. Okay, no shot of the
with
booth.
that?
Well,
And I got to give a shout out to someone as well.
yes, please.
Sherry's Yesterday Store.
Oh,
Thank you so
that's
much for
Sherry.
the Unknown Natives
Thank
code.
you, Sherry. Thank you so much.
Sherry's Yesterday's antique vintage clothing
And
and
where are they
antiques.
located, Steve?
On Hillsborough Avenue, just south of.
No, Florida, just south of
Florida,
Hillsborough.
just
Yeah.
south of Hillsborough.
On Florida, just south
Right,
of Hillsborough.
exactly.
So,
Great
we,
place.
we want to say
Thank you,
thank
Sherry.
you all for indulging us tonight. We had a ball.
What an indulgence it
As
was.
we always do. It was hot today here in Tampa, by the way.
What happened here?
Amazing. Well, the
made that mess. You're cleaning it up.
the unknown native was in rare form tonight. We want to say thank you to the very dead Sir Winston Churchill.
Sir Winston.
And thank you so much for letting me be here tonight.
You're very
and I'd
lively.
like to say, you, sir, would be better served to put that bag.
Let's raise our glasses, shall we? And we have just a little bit of time left. On behalf of everyone in the booth tonight, Jennifer, thanks for sitting in tonight and watching us and laughing. You've given us a lot of motivation. How much time? Just a few seconds? Oh, 15 seconds. That's a world of time in live
15
TV.
seconds.
On behalf of the Unknown Native, a.k.a. Steve Canella, Tampa Steve, and Sally Skellington, of course, Sir
Hey, wait a
Winston,
minute.
the very dead Sir Winston
My
Churchill.
honor. My honor.
My
to
name
be
is
here.
Mario Nunez. Salute and happy days. We love you, Tampa.
Yes, we do.
I can't do this.
See you next week.
Back when we were younger and everything seemed new, we used to have a lot of fun, yes we did, no matter what we do. Sleepy days, long summer nights, going anywhere we please, with love that I could call my own, love that I've always known, the city that I call my home, a home from which I never roam. This love affair was meant to be. I love her and she loves me. I remember Tampa, oh, she remembers me. She remembers me. I remember, yeah, yes I do. Oh, oh, I remember, yeah, me and you. I'm a Tampa native, Tampa native, can't you see? I will share my story with you to preserve its history.
All right now, don't forget, Thursdays, 7 p.m. on TBCN, home of the Tampa Natives Show.